Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories from the Carolinas and beyond. Today's Saturday and it's February the 28th, 2026. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you find the information here to be informative. And if you're a returning viewer, by all means, thank you for coming back. You know, I always say the tide changes so frequently here on these YouTube streets that you always have to acknowledge where your support comes from. And I want you to know I sincerely thank you for your support. So feel free to like and to share this video. And don't forget to subscribe. This is our third video to summarize military tragedy over Valentine's week here in North Carolina. As I've mentioned previously, 3 paratroopers and 1 Marine lost their lives. I did not want to lump everything into one video. I wanted each situation to have its own story. So let's go ahead and let's pick up where we left off. And as a quick reminder of the first video of this series, here's the title, Fort Bragg Soldier and Girlfriend Killed in an Off-Post Shooting, and this was early in the morning on Valentine's Day. This is currently available in our archives. If you're interested, I would encourage you to review and feel free to like it and to share it. And a few days ago, we had our second video, and here's the title, 2 Fort Bragg Soldiers and a Sanford Man Killed in North Carolina 87 Head-On Crash. Also on February the 14th, Valentine's Day morning, and this is also in our video archives. Feel free to like it and to share it. Thank you. And for today's story, we traveled to the Marine Corps base here at Camp Lejeune, where the news headline read, Camp Lejeune Marine declared dead after falling overboard in the Caribbean. I'll provide you with a summary here, and I'll identify some of my sources for you in the description box. Now, 2 weeks ago, we learned that one of our Marines was lost at sea, but the circumstances surrounding his passing has been clouded by secrecy and limited disclosures. And this news story is a bit challenging today because that limited disclosure has created a perception of a lack of transparency in sharing the facts. But nonetheless, this story must be told, it must be shared. So we've done our research and we'll tell you as much as we've come to learn about this very tragic situation. It was a classified mission somewhere in the Caribbean Ocean aboard the USS Jima, a Navy ship that's normally based out of Norfolk, Virginia. Reports say the ship had been patrolling the Caribbean Ocean for security operations. In fact, one report stated that the mission of the USS Iwo Jima was to support the Southern Command's effort against illegal drug trafficking. It was also reported that activities included flight operation and live fire training with Marines from designated units. We don't know whether this was a simulated or real war experience, but something went wrong aboard the USS Iwo Jima, and 1 Marine never came home. But we were told they initiated an exhaustive search and recovery mission that lasted 3 days. They said they searched for him for 3 days. According to their reports, a multitude of resources were expended in search for this fallen Marine. They said a total of 12 different vehicles and methods were utilized in their search. And here's what was published. It says a multi-branch effort covered a wide search area and involved a range of assets, including 5 U.S. Navy ships, a rigid hull inflatable boat, and 10 aircrafts from the Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force, all supported by national technical means. They wanted us to believe they used everything in their power. They spared no resources in search for this fallen Marine. So here's a visual representation of the facts as we've been asked to accept. We are being told that the Marine fell overboard. We don't know how, we don't understand when, on Saturday, the 7th of February. We were told they searched for him for 3 days. They utilized all the resources available for 3 days. And when he was not located, he was declared deceased on February 10th, after which his family was notified. And 2 days later, on February the 12th, the public became aware of the situation. And this is a newspaper where I first saw the news, breaking news, is from the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Forces Group, and the title of it is the Iwo Jima Amphibious Readiness Group and the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit announces the death of a Marine, and the date of this reporting was February the 12th, 2026. And that deceased service member was identified as Lance Corporal Chuck Wemika Oforo, 21 years old, an infantry rifleman assigned to the 3rd Battalion, 6th Marine Regiment based at Camp Lejeune here in North Carolina. He was deployed to the Caribbean Sea as part of the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, which is a forward support rapid response unit. Now, Lance Corporal Ofaro was a service member of Nigerian heritage who became a United States citizen and elected to serve our country as a proud member of a Marine Corps. U.S. hometown is Florida. He enlisted in the Marine Corps in October of 2023, graduated from boot camp at Paris Island in February of 2024, and then completed his infantry training at the School of Infantry before his assignment at Camp Lejeune, and as I already mentioned, he was serving as a member of the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit at the time of his death. And in case you're unaware of this fact, let me share with you just a little bit of history. Now, Lance Corporal Ofara's death marks the first casualty of war in the Caribbean Sea. He was the first service member to die for that operation in the Caribbean Sea, and that's the way history will be recorded. But for now, the circumstances regarding Lance Corporal O'Fara's death remains a mystery. So many unanswered questions. Exactly how did it happen? What was he doing at the time? Where in the Caribbean Sea did this occur? What time of night? The exact time of night, it would be nice to know. How long did it take for a search and rescue operation to be initiated? Now, those are important questions because you'd have to turn that ship around. And how long did it take before they actually started looking for him? Now, these are important questions, and it would be nice to have clarification, but we'll never know. The only thing we're being told right now is that the matter remains under investigation. And back here in North Carolina, the Onslow County Civic Affairs Committee and the City of Jacksonville held a memorial reclaim ceremony for Lance Corporal O'Fara at the Freedom Fountain, which is located in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, this fountain was dedicated back in 2012 to honor all individuals who served and are serving in the United States of America, especially those who have passed through Onslow County in service to this country. Now, this is the view of the fountain by day. And this is a nighttime view of the fountain. It remains on 24/7. And during this memorial service held on February the 13th, the fountain was briefly turned off and a wreath was laid in Lance Corporal O'Fara's honor. And I included a copy of the wreath with a corresponding plaque, which reads, "In memory and honor of Lance Corporal Chuck Wormika O'Fara, from Florida, that's his hometown. His unit, 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines, the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, Camp Lejeune, North Carolina." It says lost at sea, February the 7th, 2026. We know he was lost at sea on the 7th, but he was pronounced deceased on the 10th. I can't read the line, but it said something about the city of Jacksonville. And so we pause briefly to honor a Nigerian born Marine whose willingness and commitment to service took him from his hometown in Florida all the way to Camp Lejeune here in North Carolina, and then to a mission in the Caribbean Sea where he dedicated his life in service to this country. And so, Lance Corporal Chakwamika Ofara, your mission is finally completed. So rest well, my friend, and thank you for your service. And that's all I have for you right now, but feel free to leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about this video, and by all means, feel free to like it and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button. It's on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. And if you click on the bell that looks like just like this one, that's the notification bell. If you click on that notification bell, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.